While it is usually expected for a video game sequel to be far superior than its predecessor, few sequels manage to vastly improve on all the aspects that made the original one great, while also adding some great new things to the mix. Mega Man 2, also known as Rockman 2: The Mystery of Dr. Wily in Japan, is one of those sequels. Despite receiving critical acclaim and introducing new game mechanics to the platforming genre, the original Mega Man wasn't the commercial success Capcom was hoping it would be. The company decided to let the development team, which included a young Keiji Inafune, to work on a second Mega Man game, only if they agreed to use the spare time they had from other productions to make it. Luckily, the team pulled through and they delivered what would become not only the best-selling game in the series, but also one of the best games of all time. This time around, Mega Man has to fight through 8 stages filled with distinct robot enemies, as opposed to the 6 in the original. Each are characterized with their own theme and challenges, such as Woodman having a forest setting with mostly robotic animals, or Airman's level set in the clouds with mostly risky jumps and aerial enemies. Stages culminate in a boss battle with Dr. Wily's first set of robot masters. These are Flashman, Quickman, Bubbleman, Metalman, Woodman, Airman, Crashman, and Heatman, which can be faced in any order that you select. Once defeated, Mega Man receives their unique weapon, which can be used to exploit the weaknesses of the other robot masters, or help you get through the stages and collect some power-ups. Once you get through the robot masters, you'll enter Dr. Wily's fortress for 6 additional levels, each more difficult than the previous one, and with some pretty tricky boss battles at the end of them. Make it through all of that, and you have to take on all the 8 robot masters you previously defeated one last time, before finally coming face to face with the evil Dr. Wily himself, and in several forms. Now, if all of that sounds like a pretty heavy challenge, it totally is, given that you have limited lives. Thankfully, improvements in this game include energy tanks that refill your health bar completely, and special upgrades provided by your creator Dr. Light after completing certain stages. These are definitely useful for out-of-reach items and are completely necessary to get through some of the later stages. Also, for the first time you can use a password system to restart with all your weapons and energy tanks intact. It's well known that Mega Man 2 has one of the best soundtracks of the NES era, and no doubt these songs will absolutely get stuck in your head if you play this game. But they're so awesome that that's not even a bad thing. Although Manami Matsume, who composed the music from the first Mega Man, did compose the title track and add some other material to this game, most of the themes are credited to Takashi Tateshi. His soundtrack has been covered by many musicians through the years and remains the definitive sound of the 8-bit Mega Man era. Manami Matsume returned to the Mega Man series in 2010 for the music of Mega Man 10. Mega Man 2 is without a doubt a classic platforming game and the definitive Mega Man game. Not only is it classic in style and sound, but it's also classic in its difficulty, with instant deaths, very precise jumps, and my personal favorite, instant respawning enemies. Yikes. So if you're looking for a great NES game, or have never played a game starring the Blue Bomber, I highly recommend you try this one out. If you're skilled enough to reach the end, sit back, relax, and enjoy the ending with the pride of knowing you're a classic hardcore gamer.